everyone, welcome to SIMRANREADS, and today I'm going to be discussing about Destination Thailand by Katy Colins. So without any further ado, let's get started with this video. This book is about Georgia, and 2 weeks before her wedding day, her fiancé cancelled the wedding because he thinks that the things were not working out between them, and she was heartbroken and she don't know what to do. She's 28 years old, and she was completely lost because of that. Trying to impress her mother-in-law and doing stuffs, working at the job to pay the debts and everything, she's lost. She's completely lost, and now she had no idea what to do with her life because her wedding is cancelled and everything. So her friend Maria suggests her to do a to-do list type of thing, like the bucket list, and she does that. And then she realized that she hasn't been to traveling alone to anywhere else apart from her, where she lives, Manchester. So she hasn't been gone anywhere abroad or anything, so she wants to try that. But her parents are not at all convinced by this idea, by her idea. And her mother was so strict, like she told her that running away from things isn't going to solve your life problems. But she was so much determined that visited a travel agent office, and there she met an old lady, and she suggested her to visit Thailand. And from then on, the story begins. What I really liked about this book is that this book is really funny. I mean, there are so many humorous parts in here. Her trip was a disaster, a real disaster, and she has to deal with it, seeing her emotions and everything. I mean, it was a complete disaster. She was expecting a planned trip where the tour guide will take them to places that are planned already in her itinerary and all, but things didn't go that way. And their tour guide was an complete, like, he was an ass. Seriously, he destroyed the entire trip for her and for rest of the group as well. And the group that she was allotted was such a, I really don't like that group. I mean, if I have to visit somewhere else alone and if I am into a group like that, please, I cannot survive it. This book actually covers so many problems when a foreigner is traveling to another country, and how the other country people treat them, how they try to bribe them with or fraud with them. So this book deals with that. The only thing I really don't like about this book was that I really want her to travel alone and to introvert or look within her who she is and find herself, but not without any help of a guy or anything. But but that didn't happen within the first 200 pages or so. And when she realized her mistakes and everything, you can actually see her, her character develop a lot, actually develop a lot. I mean, she was very naive and she was all about, like, she can do this, she can do that, sort of person who really don't believe in herself, who is very low in confidence and self-esteem. But then by the end of the book, you can see her grow as an individual, and you can see her character develop as an individual. And by the end of the tour, when she came back to Manchester, she's a completely different person. I really like the concept about this book, that traveling doesn't mean running away from your problems, or traveling doesn't mean that anyone wants to escape. Traveling means, from this book, I realized that traveling means to finding oneself. And when you are traveling alone, or when you are alone and you have to deal with everything on your own, and there's no one you can depend upon, and things happen, so you are the one who is dealing with everything, and then you find yourself in those experiences, you gain experiences. I think that is all for my non-spoilery section. So if you haven't read this book, bye bye. I will discuss this book in detail now, so bye. When I first started reading Georgia, I mean, she's very funny. In the beginning, as I said, this book is about character development. So in the book, I really didn't like her character that much. I mean, she was so naive and she was so low in confidence. I was reading about her and I was like, why are you thinking so negative about yourself, and why are you judging yourself so much because of other people? And her fiance called her to wedding, and she was completely lost and all. She was so, like, judging herself because of her fiance, that she really don't like. There was this scene where she was coming back from the travel agent shop, where she was humiliated because of her age, that a 28 years old woman wants to go out and travel. And when she was coming, there was this moment when she saw her ex fiance with a person, with the girl that he has left her for. I mean, in that moment, all she did was just to get down on her knees, and she was crying, and I don't know what was happening at that time. I really was like, kick his ass, really. Her fiance left her because of his secretary who was pregnant. But by the end of the time, by the end of the book, she wasn't pregnant. She was just playing along. I mean, like, what? And by the end of the book, her mother-in-law actually tells Georgia that this was all, false, and she wasn't pregnant. And his fiance wants her back, and she said like, no, you have ruined my life completely. Now I won't be, doing anything like that. And she was so fierce and so, I mean, feisty, that I really liked her in that moment. I was like, no, please don't do that. No, please don't do that. Don't go back again. And she did, and I really liked that. There was this guy she fell in love with, but that guy was a fraud, and he wanted like $200 from her. $200, yeah, $200 from her. He actually get that money just because of her stupidity. When I was reading that, I really want to read her like her, only her, and not anyone else. And she was doing stuffs for the other guy. Like, she was actually trying like thrill stuffs for her boyfriend, or for her fraud boyfriend, or the group people. She wasn't enjoying on her own for her own. She was trying to impress others. She left that group, and then she visited some other place that her travel agent suggested her that if she has any problem, she can visit that place. It was called the Blue Butterfly, I believe. I forgot the name. Blue Butterfly. But that place was actually something I really want to read, because her entire trip was a disaster. So we were reading that disastrous part and not reading the actual, beautiful scenic things that I really wanted to read. But after she visited that place, I actually read all those things which I really want to read. And she was doing things for her own self and not for any other guy. And I really liked her for that. Seriously. By the end of the book, when she returned back to Manchester, I really hate that the way she returned back. I mean, there can be any other excuse as well, but in the book it was mentioned that her father met with an accident and he was in coma, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And she has to leave Thailand. When everything was falling into places, she has to go. But I really didn't like this part. I mean, the author could have done the ending in a very different sort of way, like her going back to Manchester in a different way. But then it's okay. I mean, she has to leave, and only then the story would have ended. And it ended in a very, beautiful manner. And I was satisfied with the ending. Seriously, I was highly satisfied with the ending. She started her own travel agent office with the help of the travel agent old lady that she was working, like she was in contact with, and she really wanted to help her business run in a very good manner. And then she decided to work as well for that, and yeah, she actually succeeded in that. And yeah, I rated this book 5 stars. The next book in the series is about Destination India. If you can see here, I'm really excited to read this book as well, because India, and I really wanted to know where she will visit and everything, because I'm from India. I think that is all for my review. If you like this video, then give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, for more bookish related videos. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.